Hey there, Noodles. I hope y'all are having a good day. Today is episode 8 of mining Amethyst Geodes for every subscriber that I have. So, let's just get started. So, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, or if you're even new, like fairly new, you've just seen a couple videos, I'm sure you've potentially caught on. I would at least hope so by this point. That I do struggle with mental health severely some days. Some days I say some things that are really off the wall and just really don't make sense. Some days I say things that might make a little bit more sense. Some days I'm more emotional than others. And one of the biggest things that my mental health is affected by is my own self-worth and my self-respect. I find that self-respect is really hard, especially when the people around me don't seem to be giving me any respect. So I feel like I shouldn't or don't deserve respect in and of myself. So, it's a really hard thing, and it's something I have to tackle daily, and it's not something that is anyone else's fault or someone else's issue that they need to fix or deal with, respect is like earned. It's not like freely given. And I understand that. And, most people in the world understand that. And, that's probably why I don't get a lot of respect from, like, the average human being. And that's fine. That's fine by me. I'm okay not getting that type of respect. At least I can verbally say that. But my brain definitely gets down on itself a lot of the time. Most days, I would even say. And I struggle with self-esteem and self-worth. And, even some days even wanting to be alive and stuff like that. And it's really difficult because, I definitely put too much pressure on, well, maybe pressure is the wrong word, but I put too much emphasis on how others think of me and treat me. And I take that directly as a reflection of who I actually am instead of, realizing that, just because someone treats me a certain way or doesn't respect me in a way that I think I should be respected, that doesn't mean I'm not worth that respect. It just means simply they just don't respect me in the same way that I wish they would. And that goes for like all parts of life. That can go from like that can like mean like starting in a job, working environment. It can start early on as a young kid with your parents. I know it for sure did for me. My parents, even to this day, probably don't respect what I do, and I don't blame them. They have their own beliefs and their own way of living, and that's okay. That you kind of have to, build the respect for yourself and realize that other people's respect for you does not make you more or less worthy. I learned that at a very young age with my parents, I would say, and other family members, as they were very religious, and I was the opposite of that. At least when I became of age to say that I didn't want to be involved in their religion and stuff like that anymore. And I did lose a lot of respect there. But I think what has been a little bit harder for me as I've grown older as an adult is learning that even in relationships and friendships, if people don't respect you, that doesn't mean that you're not worthy of that respect. It still just means that for some reason or another, valid, not valid, good reason behind it or not, they just don't respect you. And that's fine, like whether by their actions, their words, you can just kind of tell when someone just doesn't respect you. And it sucks, but at the same time, it's something that we all as adults are having to deal with, and it's definitely something I've been struggling with these past months. And I just wanted to talk about it a little bit and be like, yo, if y'all have an extra minute today, just like take some time for yourself, do something good for yourself, because that is something that will help build back that respect that you should have for yourself, even if others don't have that respect for you. So like, I just really wanted to encourage y'all to do what's best for yourselves and love yourself, And there we have it. There is another Amethyst Geode mined fully. So thank you guys so much for watching. This video does have someone it's dedicated to. And oh my goodness, this is a special dedication because we have a diamond that randomly spawned in this Amethyst Geode. What are the coincidences of that? So, thank you to Swizzy. You left a comment a good while ago telling me that you hope I get big someday. And you know, thank you so much. I am going to get big just for you, so you can watch me with a massive subscriber count and a massive following. And, you know, I'll be able to look back and be like, yo, Swizzy, you believed in me. I appreciate it. And you brought me good luck. You brought me some sick diamonds. I don't know if there's any more in the area, and that's okay if there isn't. But Swizzy, thank you so much. And oh my goodness, there is another diamond up here I did not see before. Swizzy, you brought me double luck. Bro, thank you so much for watching. Your comments, 3 diamonds, what can I say? You brought me 3 diamonds, some really good luck telling me I was going to be big someday. And you know, I believe it. I'm gonna get there, and I'm not gonna give up on this shit because y'all. So thank you so much for watching. If you guys can, drop a subscribe, leave a comment, and you know, you might just be in tomorrow's video. Thank you again, Swizzy. Thank you for your luck and for your boost of confidence. It means the world. Y'all have a great day. Goodbye.